Champy, baby. I got you. Let's hit it, mama. Let's do it. Alright, let's see what's going on around here. So, as a knife on this map against a human, you know what I would do is I'd probably make an ancient somewhere around here, creep this up, and you might want to make another ancient if you feel like you have a great potential of being attacked by a human early. Maybe make an ancient right here, second one, or another one right here, and stay in tier 1 for a little longer. And obviously get a keeper, but we'll see. I'll try to do it according to the hero that you pick. Okay, if I'm gonna assume that you're gonna go keeper since it's the meta currently, and you'd be a fool not to do it. Okay, you're doing it. Okay, you got the first step right. Okay, and yeah, you'd be a fool not to go keeper. And this guy, okay, so I mainly play human, but you know I play a lot, I guess, not elf, so I kind of know what I'm weak against. So I think it kind of gives me a hint of what you can, you know, apply as a not elf against a human. Let's. Just what I'm wondering is what the hero is gonna be here, and then we can get this on the way.
Your building is complete. Your building.
Okay, demon hunter. Okay. Maybe you don't want to do it. I would say go keeper, but maybe you don't want to go a keeper. Maybe you want to go demon hunter. So, if let's see, if you I wouldn't suggest doing the standard play against a human at this point because of the bear nerf, I guess, and a tier 1 being so good, and a human being having rifles, you know, having them buff dispatch. So I'd say you should stick around to do tier 1 keeper, or maybe in warden. I would, if you don't want to do keeper, try to warden over demon hunter. I don't think demon hunter is he's not terrible or anything like that, but you definitely have some better options. And if you want to spice it up from keeper, I would do, like I said, I would do maybe even alchemist. Alchemist could be great against human, especially for harass. But I would either do keeper if you're trying to play seriously, and if I try to spice it up, I do like warden or maybe alchemist, something like that. Anyway, we'll see if I don't know if you're gonna be doing huntresses, what exactly you're trying to do. It's not everybody. I mean, I realize not everybody wants to do huntresses, mass tier 1 units at all times, right? You want to do something else once in a while. I do this all the time, you know, spice it up, and always, obviously, most of the time I lose because, you know, this cheese stuff doesn't really work sometimes. But you know, you want to refresh. You know, you don't want to do the same boring stuff over and over again to optimize. You know, you know, for some people it's about winning every single game they play, but for other people it's just maybe sometimes having a little more fun than that. Alright, so you scouting him. Okay, so you might want to place wisps around this area, like maybe place a wisp right here, like a wisp right here, you know, so you can see if he's gonna creep, if he's gonna go attack you, right? If you get a hero from the middle, like a Naga or something, or a Panda, maybe getting a shop could be good, right here. But just make sure to spread out your wisps. At least put a couple of wisps. One to kind of to see if you're gonna get attacked. You want to see if he's going to take an expo. That's like at least 2 you want to have. Yeah, but I mean, you're doing pretty good, to be honest. You know, it definitely looks like you know what you're doing here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like I said, the only thing I would do is probably place a wisp somewhere in the middle. I think. Oh, did you kill the creep? If you don't get level 2 here, you kill the creep with a tree. We'll see. I think it may have looked like it, but I may be mistaken. Oh, okay. Getting troll could be nice too as soon as possible for the extra damage and some healing. You're gonna need against the human anyway for dispels, so you might as well grab it as soon as possible. You're gonna need a, you know, dispel and wall elemental come handy. Yeah, okay, you did a good job with this one. Okay, and here we go. I would actually buy it earlier. Sometimes I supply block myself, but I would buy it as soon as possible. So you can, even if you're not using it to heal, you just use it to damage, so you can be faster. Okay, so all's well. Yeah, okay. I guess you get really 2 options here, right? As a night elf player, you can try to harass as soon as possible. You can try to creep up and harass. It's with a demon hunter. I mean, I guess you could go either way, to be honest. As long as you keep human from expanding, I think you're getting a good spot. Let's see. It looks like you're attacking. Okay, you're looking like you're playing standard, like the old
I stand.
standard build, Demon Hunter, Quick Tack. You know. So none of the Keeper of the Groove. Like I said, I would suggest staying tier 1 and doing Keeper
Our
of the
warriors
Groove
have engaged the enemy.
rather than this. I think it's more fun personally as well, because I feel like Demon Hunter is kind of boring hero, but you know, that's just my opinion. It doesn't really. We're just gonna try to adjust according to what you're doing. So yeah, you got some good position. You're doing pretty good. I mean, it seems like you know what you're doing. I see you didn't steal the Demon Hunter as well yet. Maybe you're like thinking, maybe I can get in his base and, you know, burn him, you know, emulate his units. It could be actually. I'll tell you this. If a human completely blocks their base, and you send a wisp in their base and you staff onto it with your Demon Hunter, you can do a lot of damage. You can do a whole lot of damage to their base because they cannot get in there with the Archmage or Water Elemental, and you can just wreak havoc. Yeah, your Demon Hunter probably gonna get stuck. You know, you're probably gonna have a TP out or lose your Demon Hunter, but it can still do a lot of damage. It could stall him for quite a long time. Sometimes, you know, it happens. It hasn't happened to me in a while, but it used to happen all the time before Demon Hunter got severely nerfed. People used to do that quite a lot of times, and it was pretty annoying to deal with because Emerald Demon Hunter is pretty much like a hot potato for peasants. They just cannot kill him fast enough. You know, dodge and fire. Just whew. Okay, so so far so good. I mean,
I stand.
this human could be definitely. I think he's on formation or something. He is moving slow, dude. Why is he moving so slow? I don't know. Is he on formation? It looks like he is. I don't know, but he could definitely be level 3 already if he just sped up his process. Okay, you got his troll. Okay, human also. That's good. You got his troll. This. You want to deny the troll to a human a lot of times. He didn't build a farm, so he wasn't planning. It didn't look like he was planning to get it either way. But yeah, that's good. Deny that troll. He does a lot of damage. So you get an ultra. I mean, whew, I mean, you're covering a lot of bases here. I'll tell you that. Let's see. So far, I feel like you're in a good position, really. Let's see what's gonna happen here.
Upgrade finished.
Maybe you should consider getting level 3. Okay, maybe you should creep up in a different way to where you can get level 3 because you spent a lot of time creeping, but you actually never got to level 3 before this engagement. You're like one creep away. Maybe do like this camps, and then think if you do this and this, it'll give you level 3. I can't remember. Maybe just doing this. Maybe doing this 2-3 camps. Maybe I can't remember. I do this all the time, but I can't remember for some reason. Like maybe consider doing this camp and maybe this camp and get level 3. But what the bad thing about this is the fact that you're way out of position, right? Now, what you're really far away from a human at this point, right? The human is all the way on the bottom here, and you're all the way on the top. So if you're gonna go harass, it takes a while. You could try to buy a staff and staff in, and then work your army in there. But I feel like you need to optimize your creeping routes better. If you're gonna spend time creeping to level 3, actually get level 3, right? Because now your mana burn is only, if you're gonna mana burn Archmage, it's only level 1. It's not gonna do all that much. But you're literally one creep away from getting level 3. So it's worth it just to adjust the creep route. So you can get level 3, and then once you have the first engagement, you can actually mana burn, you know, the priest, the Archmage. It'll be a lot better. You have a solid start. Consider maybe killing also priest real quickly. Priest dies instantly, okay? Mana burn and just one valley of attacks will just kill him instantly. At low, if you have level 2 mana burn, one valley of, and that's it. It does 25 damage, which is a lot more than Footy, and it has no life, and it's arranged. So just get rid of it as soon as you can. Okay, maybe a little bit better micro on Footies. I mean on archers as well. You don't have to even back him up. All you have to do is just fade him. Just look what he has. If he has no dust, that's it. You don't have to really. As soon as you expect him to actually start focusing on Archer, just fade it. Even if he doesn't hit it yet. Like if you see his army shift towards Archer, just hide it. I'm talking about hide whatever in the night. Just do that. It's easy. And remember to use your dispels on the troll. I think it's, I want to say it's a 75 man or 100 man. I can't remember. Man, I should be remembering this stuff. I think it's maybe 75. Make sure to dispel the watermelons as much as you can too. Because I don't think you should be losing this many. You should be actually, with a proper focus in this match, you should be having. Okay, are you mana burning anything here? Because your did you get immolate? Because I don't see anything being spent on your demon hunter. He has full mana. Archmage has another water elemental. And if you go, it's okay to lose Archer. It's okay to lose maybe Priest, but make sure not to lose your Berserkers. They cost a lot of money, they do a lot of damage, and they tank enough for you to be able to micro them away from, you know, once they start getting focused, just back them up. That's another thing. They're pretty costly, so you don't want to lose them that easily, right? If I guess Alchemist could be good right now in current meta. I'd probably still go Naga. Alchemist, I'm not sure what you're trying to do, but Alchemist could work as well. But yeah, that was not a very good. If you played this engagement right, I feel like you came out way ahead. Like you would have been able to do a lot of damage and not lose a lot of stuff. Just better focus, use your abilities. Because like I said, I don't know. I mean, I can't see what exactly you talented here, but your Demon Hunter has a full mana bar. Like, does he have any spell? Like, I don't know. He should have some kind of spells. So you got to use it. It could have been a world of difference. Even if it was Amulet. Even if it was a level 1 Amulet, right? It could have been a whole different engagement there. So make sure to use your abilities. Alright, so you're doing lores. You're pretty much doing the regular build. Okay. So you, let's see, tier 3 soon. I'm a big fan of Niles who actually try to expand as soon as possible. Well, I feel like it's just, Niles just, I feel like they have the easiest time to attack, and expand at the same time. I don't think any other race gets that. You pick 2, right? For every other race, I feel like you pick 2, and I feel like Night Elf has a good balance between all 3. So like you can attack, and you can expand at the same time. So if you did creep, if you crept this one, you could have had like, if you, after good engagement, you could just drop down expansion, and he probably would not be able to cancel it because he's just getting tier 2. That's a very late tier 2. Whew. So I probably would make, see where you messed up is going back to those trolls. You lost those trolls, which you shouldn't have lost. Now if you want to creep, you gotta supplement your army with tier 1 units, which is not what you want to do. Yeah, tier 1 is good, but you're not playing the tier 1 style, so why even waste money on tier 1 at this point? So you don't, try not losing those trolls. Try to save them. If anything, save those trolls. Maybe try to save those archers. If you feel like you cannot do anything, you're losing too much shit, just leave. Just send your army away. You can just maybe harass just with your demon hunter. But if you could think about maybe dropping down, if you have a good, if you're having a fight right here, I mean, it depends how you play. I guess it depends on the game. You could, if you lost a lot of stuff, I don't know. You could do a proxy expo right here and walk it over, and then clear real quick with just your second hero. Don't creep with your first hero. If you're gonna creep, you don't really have much forces here, so you kind of left with the demon hunter creeping with your alchemist, which you do not want to do because you want your alchemist to get level 3 as soon as possible. Your demon hunter level 3 demon hunter is, that's it. It's pretty much as good as you're gonna get until level 6. Demon hunter level 3 is pretty much optimal. But now he's kind of sapping the experience from alchemist, and alchemist probably not gonna get level 2. Well, maybe he will. He almost does. I was pretty sure he wasn't gonna get, but he could have been like 2.5 here, right? Or 2 1/3. So you're kind of sapping his experience, but he can't really creep on his own since you don't have that much of an army. So you might want to drop down the tech for bears because you see that he is making rifles, and you're staying on tier 2 for too long right here, right? If you stay on tier 2 for too long, you're not gonna have the bears upgrade, and Dry's gonna get completely obliterated by rifles. So go to tier 3 as soon as possible. He even gave you a cue that he's going rifles on tier 1. Usually humans in this type of scenario, they go rifles at tier 2. They drop down blacksmith, they get tier 2, they start making their casters and their rifles to get their second hero. But he started doing it at tier 1. That's why he was so late on his tech, because he started making rifles at tier 1, which is you don't need that unless your enemy makes huntresses. When he's pushing you with huntresses, then yeah, you might want to do rifles at tier 1. But at this In this scenario, you really don't need to. Just make some footies, go tier 2, get to tier 2, start making a rifle, just creep out with your second hero. But we're not talking about human. But in retrospect, I'm just trying to say that there's really no need for you to stay in tier 2 for this long. Get your Dryas, get a few Dryas, get the abolish magic so you can get rid of this, casters, dispel, water elementals. That's good. That's all good. You creep up when you get in tier 2, but you want to go to tier 3 so you can get them bears.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Let's see. I assume you're probably gonna go tier 2 at some point here, tier 3, or maybe you'll go mountain giants, which I don't know how well they would sync with a demon hunter, or like with a regular build at this point. Because I know with the keeper, like mountain giants they're tanky, yes. They're very tanky, hard to kill, especially for rifles since they have medium armor. But they really don't do that much damage.
The great outdoors.
With what keeper gives you, he gives you trees so you can kind of, tank out with your mountain giants and you have a bunch of DPS from trees. But I mean, demon hunter on his own does pretty good DPS as well. So yeah, that's a long time to steer. Honestly, if I was playing like this, I would probably went for tier 3 as soon as possible. And you could have had, because mind you, how late he was on his tier 2 tech. He was super late. He could have been already halfway to tier 3 before he even got to tier 2. Which means if you crept out properly, you would have probably had 2.5 or 3 level alchemist. If you didn't lose too many units in the first engagement. If you played that engagement correctly, you shouldn't have lost all that much. At least you should have saved two trolls. You should have saved them both. If you lost everything else, fine. Just make sure to save those trolls. Maybe make like 1 huntress so you can have at least some kind of beef. And with that you could probably creep this. You could probably creep most of the camps at that point with your alchemist. And you kind of just harass your demon hunter, see what's going on, right? Keep your demon hunter away from your second hero so your second hero can actually get to level 3 as soon as possible. And his mountain king probably would have been level 1.5, maybe at best he would have been level 2. You would have had bears, you would have had level 3 hero, he has what, 5 rifles or something. I mean, you just demolish him. Just 2-3 bears, you throw concoction on them rifles, and you just demolish his army. You have like 2-3 dryads, just dispel it. But now you made like 2 huntresses. Looks like you bought another shadow priest, right? You probably made that archer, I think. So you kind of this is a cost of this right here is like cost of 2 bears essentially, right? So that's kind of a missed opportunity here because these units ain't going to scale all that well right now. But bears that's what you're looking for. So now you're going to tier 3, super late tier 3, like very late. If you're gonna stay tier 2 for so long, at least get an expansion, alright? Because you're losing a lot of momentum here just by not teching properly. And one thing you did have is, you had an upper hand on tech. That's where human messed up severely too. He should not have stayed on tier 2 for so long. Because you want to get your mountain king out, you want to get your casters out. You stay on tier 1 for, I meant tier 1. You stay on tier 1 for so long, you don't have an expansion. That's bad, you don't need to do that. See, he's kind of made a mistake of creeping with Mountain King, but his Mountain King is probably going to get level 3 pretty quickly as well. See, you could have had level 3 alchemists. Maybe. I mean, let's see. You did this game and this game and this game. And after this game, you probably didn't pick up an item, which is a pretty good item too. So you could have been level 3. You could have probably, if you tech properly, you probably would have your bears. And you could have made a good push, but all your entire army literally gets countered by rifles. So if he has like priests, couple of priests, a few rifles, maybe a sorceress to drop slow on your demon hunter, which you should be okay with that since you have a dry to dispel. You just remember this. Remember this. One thing, and I try to watch out on that too. Make sure to move. Like, don't stand around in camps like that. Keep moving. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Don't slow down. When you slow down, you kind of like, if you slow down for like 5 seconds here, like you just stand here, kind of thinking what you're gonna do. 5-6 seconds here. Okay, it's not that much. That's fine. You do this here. 5-6 seconds. That's not that much. Okay, 5-6 seconds here. Probably that's like it's up to like a minute, 2 minutes, and that's where you miss your timings. And I do these mistakes all the time myself, especially I guess on that. Which I try to polish it. It's hard. It's just something you keep back of your mind to keep moving, to keep moving from camp to camp. If you have to, just a click and then shift, just shift, so you can go to the next camp. You have enough forces to where you can go into from creep to camp to creep camp to creep camp without really a micro on it. So there's something to think about. If you look at the high tier players, they're always moving. They don't stand around. Like they go to base macro, you look back in the army, they crap something, and their army is already moving to somewhere else. They're not staying around. But like I said, this is one of the harder parts in the game. You kind of, it's a high level of multitasking. It's not something you can just acquire overnight, even if you practice it all the time. You just mechanically have to, you do it for multiple games, multiple days, and then you kind of work on it and you build up upon it. So you gotta make it a mountain giant. I guess that's all the rage these days, but I think you're just creeping too much. I think you just spent too much time creeping. You didn't drop an expansion at tier 2, which you stayed on tier 2 for too long. So, I mean, I don't know. I think you would have won if you just teched earlier and you got your alchemist to level 3 before he did, which was good that you took his camp away from here. And here, that's good. You left the item, which was a pretty good item, to be honest. Like, he has one priest with no dispel, so you can win like a mountain king, something like that, right? Or three rifles and a 3 rifles, or mountain king and a rifle and a sorceress, right? It's a pretty good item.
Your building is complete.
Let's see. So just better, honestly, just better timing. I see like it looks like you know what you're doing to some, like at least early game. I see you crap pretty good. You kind of know the theory. You did even the lightning creep, which is, you don't see people, usually you see high tier people do that, which is, I give you props. That's impressive. I didn't expect that, but you just creeping a lot. I wouldn't have done that. It just, maybe you could have done that if you expanded way earlier, right? You just go for macro game. You just, okay, I expand early. I'm just gonna creep everything and get my heroes jacked up. Like they're gonna be level 5 and 4. And next engagement we take, one of my heroes is gonna be level 6. Okay, that makes sense. But you didn't expand, so when you're playing extended macro game, you kind of like you should hit the timing if you're not gonna expand. You gotta have like a timing, bear timing here. But let's see. So let's take a look at the fight. Like, look. Okay, so Dryad, no upgrades. He has 1 upgrade, and Dryads get hard countered by Rifle, right? Mountain Giant probably not going to do all that much against, I mean, he has okay damage, but he's not going to do much in this scenario. So his entire army pretty much counters your entire army. Let's go ahead and take a look at this fight. There you go, 1 Dryad just out the window before even the fight starts. He didn't even need a breaker since, you don't have a bear. You kind of use it for like a reduce steal. So he uses on your hero. Engage the spell. That's cool beans. Yeah, look at that. And getting completely demolished here. Man, that was a terrible engagement. Because you don't have the units to take this fight. You need the bears, baby. I know they got nerfed and knives don't like making them. And everybody's crying about rifle buff. But that's what you gotta work with. If that's the way you want to play, if you want to play the standard, or like the old standard build, you're gonna have to get those bears. There you go. Now you realize, okay, I need some bears, but it's too late now. To be honest, I feel like you're not gonna come back. He already established an expo. He fortified it. You should have your expo going up too, but he has a fortified. So you're not too bad, too far behind, but I doubt you're gonna be able to kill his expo at this point with whatever you have. Mountain King is level 4. Archman is halfway to level 5. 4, 5. So, I mean, your levels are pretty good, but I don't think it matters all that much, to be honest. I would not necessarily buy trolls at this point, because trolls do piercing damage. You have normal armor, medium armor, and that doesn't really do anything against rifles, right? Rifles have medium armor as well, so they take reduced damage from troll. So and it costs a lot of money. You're just probably trying to supplement as much as you can because you're probably feeling there's gonna be a fight coming up here. But I mean, this poor little troll is probably gonna get bolted and killed instantly. Yeah, need those bears, baby. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Just wasting time killing it, to be honest. I wouldn't even bother. The first thing I probably would have done and check for Expo, and I killed the Expo. Okay, I see you trying to explode. Something to consider as well, since you did crypt this, maybe get a shredder. Maybe get a shredder. When you expand right here, just put the lumber wisps on your gold mine, so you already have wisps that you already made. Just slide them in. And that's just the money you save, really, and the time. You know, you get the gold mine, and you instantly have all the wisps. You don't need to make any more.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Yeah, maybe just think about going tier 2 away. Well, I will go back and we'll watch what was the difference between these. Is he even using a slow? Oh, he has no mana. Yeah, that's GG. Just better timing. It seems like the early part of the game was pretty good. Everything was pretty good until the first engagement. So let's take a look. Let me take a look. Let's take a look at the difference between your tech and his tech, which was very great, and that was pretty good for you. This is the main thing that I worried about when I feel like I haven't tech for quite a long time, especially against good players. I know if I'm like they did harass with me or I took really bad engagements, and I know that they're taking way ahead of me. I know how hard it's gonna be for me to come back. If I'm slightly behind, it's fine. I can power build. You know, I can adjust it. But sometimes I'm so far behind. I know there's just no way to come back. It's so hard because it gets exploited. And he did it to himself. Really, he didn't really do economic damage to him. He just did it to himself by making rifles tier 1 for literally no reason. There was no reason for him to do that. Maybe he was just thinking you're gonna go draw mass huntresses, but that's why you scout. And when you see Demon Hunter, you just okay. I saw Demon Hunter, I saw archers. I'm not even gonna bother making rifles until I get tier 2. Just focus on saving the units that you currently have. I'm talking about as a human. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just take a look. So, you Tekken. Let's take a look at his. I'll pause it as soon as he starts taking. We'll see how far are you in the tech. Let's see. Let me take a look. Yeah, he should have been taken a long time ago. Like, look how long it's taking him. Oh man, that's bad. Here we go. He finally started taking. Okay, it's about 5 minutes in the game. Okay, you finishing up your tier 2. So, how much lumber do you have? So you can't really just drop down tech. Let's see how many wisps you have. You have 4, 5 wisps here, 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 right here. You could probably drop those lures down and try to go tier 2 as soon as possible, I suppose. I'm kind of person who likes to go, if I'm going to go tier 3, if I plan to go tier 3 from the beginning, I like to just sometimes even skip my buildings that, you know, that I need to tech with. Okay, so you got these 2, and you still not tech. You should be teching. You should make a couple, while you wait for this to happen, you drop down. Okay, so you're like, okay, I don't have enough wisps here. I'm kind of low on lumber. So what you do is, while you drop down these 2, you plan to drop these down, you make wisps to accommodate, right? Maybe like 3, 4 wisps. Okay, you put them back, and you have enough lumber. Yeah, like, look, he's still not attacking, man. He's still not attacking. Like, look how it's been 5. You guys are tier 2 about 5 minutes. It's been 3 minutes. You didn't drop a tech. Let's see how long it's going to take. I'm just looking at the time here. Okay, so at about 9 minutes. So you took 4 minutes to tech. That's a long time. That's, look, what, the game is about what? It looks like it's halfway through. What, like 16, 17 minutes, something like that. It's a little over halfway. So that's a long time. He already has his mountain level 2, right? So I think you should attack way earlier. You would like maybe make early a little bit. A couple. If you have a problem with lumber, just make 1 or 2 wisps earlier, additional, and then when you attack, when you start dropping down your trees, you drop them down. While you're doing that, make maybe 2 more to replenish, or 3 more to replenish the trees that you are using here. I mean, the wisp that you're gonna lose here. Okay, fine. And then you just instantly go into attack. You should have lumber by then to do it, and you should have your lures come up. And dries don't cost a lot much. They cost like what, 30 lumber, 40 lumber maybe. Magic boss costs like 50, 75 or something like that. So you should have plenty. You should make 3, 4, 5 dryads. Have some of the spells. Start getting your bear upgrades. You know, start cracking out some bears, and that engagement would have been a whole different engagement.
Research finished. Your building is complete. Our warriors have engaged
But yeah,
the
and if you crept with your alchemist better, you would have been level 3. If you, actually, maybe just trying to play a macro game. Maybe just trying to creep up as much as you can. But I would suggest trying to drop an expansion earlier then, if you're gonna do that. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just consider attacking earlier, and don't forget your items. That was a good item too. Like I said, it was a good item. I don't think it would have won you the game, but you never know, right? You never know. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. If you try and play a macro game, try and expand. If you try and creep out a whole bunch of stuff, just expand. Maybe creep this out quickly. Get a shredder, so you can account like with your second hero. Just creep this, and then try to creep this. The problem is it's travel time. That's where it comes. Kind of not all that handy, that you have to travel from back in here, back and forth. You can try to, what I usually do when I don't have time to creep this, I pretty much do it every time. If you watch my stream as a human player, what I do is I kill this tree with the peasant, I put down a farm here, and if I feel like I'm never going to have enough time to creep this, maybe I have some kind of momentum going up, I was like, okay, there's no time for this to go down for me, and I have to get shred as soon as possible. I just buy a Zeppelin and shred at the same time, pick him up, drop him here, and use the Zeppelin to harass with. So you could do that. You could put a wisp right here, pick up a shredder, pick up a Zeppelin, then creep up with your alchemist, and just use Zeppelin with your demon hunter. Get a staff in your demon hunter, just drop your demon hunter to the enemy base, make him come back, make him use militia, kind of stop at him while you're creeping with your demon hunt. I mean, while you're creeping your second hero, whatever your second hero can be, panda, alchemist, naga, whatever, right? So something to consider. That's what I do, but I play human, so it's a little different. But I think it could be applicable. So just main concern, I would say early game was pretty good until engagement here. That was bad engagement. Just dispel, focus better, don't lose your trolls. Fine if you lose archers. Try not losing them. Try to macro them better. Just fade them into the night, and don't lose your trolls. And so you have some force to creep with it. I do this all the time as well. I have an engagement, especially against like orc or undead. I have an engagement. I feel like, okay, I gotta go in there and do some damage to undead on orc, and I'll maybe go kill his barrow or something like that. And I lose too much. My second hero comes out, and I can't creep as fast. Like I don't have forces. Maybe I have a couple of rifles come out. I don't have those 4 or 5 footies anymore. I have to use more militia so I can creep faster. It comes back around. It's not just you losing the units. It's the fact that you don't have the force to creep up fast enough. It's a little better for humans since I can use militia, but for now, if you just left with a hero and 1-2 units, I mean, what are you gonna do here, right? You can try to drop down an ancient, but it's too late. At this point, you don't just drop down an ancient. And maybe if you drop a tree right here to walk around, it would have helped you a little bit, but you're not doing that. So that's not a possibility. Just waste a lot resources. So just tech faster, micro better, and have better priority on your focuses when you take, especially that first fight. And I think that's it. Hopefully that'll help you.